a second demo of PCI Passthrough using qemu-kvm, the virt-manager front end. Virt-manager, it's a good GUI for using libvirt qemu-kvm. This time I've given the virtual machine 8 cores, but it is just an AMD FX8350 stand. It's only overclocked to 4.3 GHz. I'm running the GPU in standard clock, and it's a second-hand R9280X, and that's an ASUS brand one. And that's going to be the main head for the VM. Now let's switch to HDMI because I've got the VM on the same monitor but in a different port. And just to prove that this is the pass-through one, if we go to devices here, you can see you can safely remove and eject the GPUs. Now let's start the demo. I'm running DirectX 11. You can run it in DirectX 9 mode, but I'm running DirectX 11 mode. I've put it on standard laptop settings for now because it's not the best hardware that I'm using for virtualization. 8350 at 4.3 GHz, not the best. But we are running at 1080p, so let's see how it goes. This isn't the best camera either, so hopefully it should capture if it's doing 60 FPS, but it may not. At least just for the score of the benchmark. I mean, I can see with my eyes it is doing 60 FPS, you may not be able to see it in the video. And this VM has only 2.5 GB of RAM as well, which is pretty good, considering, Windows. So the first demo ran pretty well. With regards to the motherboard, this is just an ASUS M5A99FX Pro R2.0. So it's a pretty cheap motherboard. It's mid-range kind of thing, but the main thing is it supports our IO-MMU. It's got IO-MMU capability, which is integral for GPU and PCI Passthrough. And we can see it's struggling a bit there because of the amount of shadows, etc., the amount of things going on, a lot of polygons. Again, if you had higher end hardware, this would be a lot better. But it's very, very pliable. In fact, on bare metal, that would be still slowing down even, if I ran this Windows on bare metal, it would be slowing down there anyway. It's negligible difference running PCI Passthrough. So that's the model of the motherboard. ASUS M5A99FX Pro 2.0. think that's a person, you know, losing money every month on the monthly subscription to this game. Wow. You can see here the VM is identifying as Opteron 63XX class 2 CPUs at 4 GHz, even though I've told it to give it 8. So I mean, there could be further optimization there. You could actually pass through the CPU if you had 2 CPUs maybe, or you could further optimize that, because at the moment the CPU is a bottleneck, or at least I think the CPU is a bottleneck. Like I say, it's not the best hardware. 8350FX and R9280X second-hand ASUS card. Again, the player losing the money every month. Wow. Monthly subscription for a shit game. Fetch quests galore. My phone's warning me now that the phone is getting hot. So if this cuts off, I do apologise. Yeah, my phone's saying some functions disabled by temperature rise, so again, if it cuts off, apologies. I can actually see it's 60 FPS at the moment on the demo, but the phone isn't showing 60 FPS. Sony Xperia X phone, if anybody's wondering. Piece of shit. Got a good mind to send it back. I hope it doesn't blow up in my hand. Fuck. Seems it can't handle recording 11 minutes worth of 60 FPS video HD. Oh, fuck you, Sony. very high. I think the smokes a lot of weed. 420. So yeah, it's apparently a very high result. Even though there's some slowdowns in some graphics intensive parts, and it's only identifying 2 CPU at the moment. There could be some optimizations, and again, it's mid to low end hardware that I'm using. There we go. Pretty good.